Hi students, I am your maths teacher. In the last class, you saw about matrix inversion method and today we are going to see about Cramer's rule. So, how to apply the Cramer's rule? I am going to take three equations here students. If you see the three equations, you will be having the variables x, y and z equal to constant. So while I am arranging the equation, see to that your variables, that is x, y, z, is on your left hand side, equal to right hand side you will be having the constants. First you are going to arrange the question in this model. Here a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2, a3, b3, c3 can be any values. How to apply Cramer's rule? The first step what I am going to do is, first we are going to calculate delta, delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3. If you are going to have three variable students, you will be calculating up to delta 3. Delta, delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3. So now how to calculate these four concepts? Now see students, delta. What I am going to do is, I am going to find the determinant in the form of determinant. I am going to take the variables from x, y and z. I am writing the coefficients of x, y and z as it is. Just see here, a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2 and c3. Coming to delta 1. Delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3 calculations will be different, but it is easy to understand. Delta 1 means, keep this 1 in your mind, you are going to change the first column students, not the first row, first column. In the first column, I am going to replace, instead of a1, a2, a3, I am going to replace the constant d1, d2 and d3, and the remaining two columns will be as it is. Coming to delta 2, I am going to change the second column. Second column I am going to replace by the constant d1, d2 and d3. Coming to delta 3, I am going to change the third column. Third column I am going to replace by d1, d2 and d3. So using this concept, I am going to calculate the determinant. I will be finding the value for delta, delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3. So what is the use of finding those four concepts? It is nothing but to find the variables, to find x, y and z in the equation. So how to find x, y and z? X is nothing but delta 1 divided by delta, y delta 2 divided by delta and z delta 3 divided by delta, and this is a way of finding x, y, z, the solution for x, y, z using Cramer's rule. You may have one doubt. It is not necessary that you must have three equations. Sometimes you may have two equations x and y, and in that place z will be absent students. So using this model we are going to calculate exercise 1.4. Now we are going to start with the first sum. Exercise 1.4 first sum students. I have taken the equations. I have taken two equations here. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to rearrange the equation. I am bringing the constant to my left to right hand side. I am bringing the constant students. If you see, I am getting this value 5x minus 2y equal to minus 16. The sign will be changed. For the constant x plus 3y minus 7 left to right, I will be getting the value as plus 7. Next I am going to find delta, delta 1, delta 2. In this case, I am not going to find delta 3 because I am not having the variable z. So how to find delta 1? Before that, first I am going to find delta. Delta is equal to 5, 1, minus 2, 3. How to calculate students? You are going to cross multiply the term. That is 5 3s are 15 minus of minus 2. 15 minus of minus 2. So you will get the value as 15 plus 2. And what is the answer you are getting here students for delta? 17. Similarly, come for delta 1. If you come for delta 1, I told you delta 1 means you are going to change the first column. That is, you are going to replace the first column by constant. What is the constant I am having here? Minus 16 and 7. So I am going to write here like this, students. Minus 16, 7, minus 2, 3. Second column value I am going to keep it as it is. So if you calculate, you will get the answer as minus 48 minus of minus 14, and your final answer will be minus 34, students. Coming to delta 2. Delta 2 means I am going to change the second column, that is 5, 1, keep it as it is, 5, 1 and minus 16, 7. You calculate and see, you will get the answer as 51. So now I found out delta 1 and delta 2. The final step, I am going to find x and y. So how to find x, students? X is nothing but delta 1 by delta, which is nothing but minus 34 by 17. You will get the answer as minus 2. Coming to y, delta 2 by delta, you will get the answer as y equal to delta 2 by delta equal to 51 by 17. You are getting the answer as 3. Therefore, the solution set here is x is equal to minus 2 and y equal to 3. Similarly, we are going to do the next sum. 1, 4. Just see the question, students. I am having 3 equations here. But if you see here, x, y, z is in your denominator part. The variables should not be in the denominator and it must be in the numerator. So what I am going to do is, again I am going to write the equation in this form. That is, if it is going to be 3 by x means I can write it as 3 into 1 by x. I am bringing the variable separately. If you see here, in all these 3 equations I am having the variables like this: 1 by x, 1 by y and 1 by z, and I am bringing the constant to my right hand side, students. So see to that I am rearranging the equations. Only if you rearrange the equations you can apply the Cramer's rule. So in place of 1 by x I am replacing a, 1 by y equal to b and 1 by z equal to c. What is the purpose of doing this calculation is, the variable should not be in the denominator and it must be in the numerator. The overall calculation of this sum is, first I am going to find the solution for a, b and c. Then I will be converting this into x, y and z. I will tell you how to do the sum, students. I am writing these 3 equations in this way. That is 3a minus 4b minus 2c equal to 1, a plus 2b plus c equal to 2, and 2a minus 5b minus 4c equal to minus 1. First, I am going to find the solution for a, b and c. Take the 3 equations, students, which I have converted in a, b and c. I am going to find delta, delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3. So what is the procedure I told to find for delta? Delta is nothing but I am going to take the coefficients of a, b and c. That is 3, minus 4, minus 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, minus 5, minus 4. And see here, students, in this case delta, I am not taking the constant. So be clear in this place, I am not taking the constant. Keep this, just be clear with this values what I am taking here. I will tell you how to do the determinants. Just only for this sum, I am going to tell you the full calculation. First I am going to take 3. If you take 3, I am going to take only this determinants here: 2, minus 5, 1, minus 4, minus of minus 4. This is a procedure of finding the determinant, students. Just eliminate the corresponding row and column. You will get the value as 1, 2, 1, minus 4 plus, what is the last one? Minus 2. What is the answer you are going to get? Value 1, 2, 2, minus 5. So just see here, students, 3, cross multiply the term, that is minus 8, minus of minus plus 5 plus 4. What is the value I'm going to get here? Minus 4, minus 2, minus 2, minus 5, minus 4. Just calculate 3. And what is the answer you are going to get here, students? Minus 3 plus 4 minus 6 minus 2 minus 9, which is nothing but minus 9. 4 6 are 24 plus 18. The final answer will be minus 15, and this is a calculation that I have done only for delta. And in this way only you are going to find delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3. Delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3 we are going to calculate, students. By the side I have written here delta values. That is, what is the value I have taken here? 3, minus 4, minus 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2, minus 5, minus 4. Keep this delta by the side. In this delta value only I am going to replace first column, second column and third column. So if you keep like this, it will be easy for you to do the sum, students. Delta 1 means, if 1, just keep this in your mind. 1 means you are going to change the first column. 2 means second column. 3, third column. What I am going to change here? First column I am going to replace by the constant which is given in the equation. 1, 2, minus 1. Similarly, if you come to delta 2, 1, 2, minus 1, I am writing in the second column. Delta 3, third column, I am writing it as 1, 2, minus 1. What about the remaining numbers which is given in the delta? Delta, whatever position I am having the column values, I am keeping it as it is. So if you calculate, I told you how to calculate for delta. The same way you are going to do the calculation, you are going to find the values. So I am getting the value as minus 15, minus 5 and minus 5 for delta 3. So I have completed for delta, delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3, students. Now I am going to find for A, B and C. Same way, A means delta 1 by delta, B2 delta 2 by delta and C3 delta 3 by delta. Find the values. I am getting the value as A equal to 1, B equal to 1 by 3 and C equal to 1 by 3. Most of the students think that A, B, C means your answer is over. This is not your final answer, students, because we are converting X, Y, Z as A, B, C. Again we are going to convert A, B, C into X, Y and Z. So to find X, Y and Z, what is the procedure I had done before? I have written here as A equal to 1 by X. Again, using this concept, I am going to find the answer for X and not for 1 by X, students. I am going to find the value for X. That is, you can rearrange this one. That is 1 by X equal to A. What is the value for A I have found now? 1. 1 by X is equal to 1. Cross multiply the term. You will get the answer as X is equal to, X is equal to 1. Similarly, come for B. B equal to 1 by A. Do the calculation. You will get the answer for Y as 3. Similarly for Z. And what is the final answer I am getting here? X is equal to 1, Y equal to 3 and Z equal to 3. And this is the solution set for the given equation, students. And this is done by Cramer's rule. Exercise 1.4, second sum, students. In a competitive examination, 1 mark is awarded for correct answer, while 1 by 4 mark is deducted for every wrong answer. A student answered 100 questions and got 80 marks. How many questions did he answer correctly? And using Cramer's rule, we are going to solve the problem. If you read this question, you can come to a conclusion that you are having two concepts here, that is correct answer and wrong answer. I am going to categorize like this, students. Let X be correct answer and Y be wrong answer. And 1 mark is allotted for every correct answer and 1 by 4 mark is deducted for every wrong answer. The meaning is we are going to subtract. Correct answer means it is a positive number and wrong answer 1 by 4 means it is going to be the negative value, students. So using this statement sum, we are going to solve using Cramer's rule. Second question, let X denote the number of correct answer and Y denote the number of wrong answer. So from the question, I am framing two equations here, students, that is X plus Y equal to 100. The second equation is 1x minus 1 by 4y equal to 80. That is, for each correct answer we are allotting 1 mark, and for wrong answer we are allotting 1 by 4 mark. And from these two equations we are having two variables here, students. And now we are going to calculate delta, delta 1, delta 2. I am taking the two equations here, students. If you see, I am having only two variables. So I am going to find delta, delta 1 and delta 2. If you see here, what is the value for delta I am taking here? 1, 1, 1 minus 1 by 4. If you calculate, you will be getting the answer as minus 5 by 4. Similarly, delta 1, delta 2. What is the concept I told you, students? 1 means you are going to change the first column using constant. 2 means second column using constant. After calculating, I am finding the value for x and y. And what is the answer I am getting here, students? X is equal to 84 and y equal to 16. And what is the concept we fixed for x and y? X means correct answer, y means wrong answer. And in our question, what is the thing they asked you, students? The number of questions he answered correctly. They are asking how many questions the student answered correctly. So he answered 84 questions correctly. Next, we are going to see the third sum. Exercise 1.4, third sum. A chemist has one solution which is 50% acid and another solution which is 25% acid. So, the chemist has two types of solution. In one, we are having 50%, another 25%. So, we are going to take one solution as X and another as Y, students. How much each should be mixed to make 10 liters of 40% acid solution? We are going to do the sum now. Third question. Let the amount of 50% of acid be X liters and the amount of 25% of acid be Y liters. I am framing two equations here. X plus Y equal to 10. And second equation, 50% of X, that is 50 by 100 of X, and 25%, 25 by 100 of Y equal to how many? Totally I am having 10 liters. In that 40% of acid I am mixing, students. So 10 into 40 by 100. After simplifying the equation, I will be getting the value as 2x plus y equal to 16. So I am getting two equations here, that is x plus y equal to 10 and 2x plus y equal to 16. Now I am finding delta, delta 1 and delta 2, students. So delta, what is the answer I am getting here? Minus 1, delta 1 minus 6 and delta 2 minus 4. Using that I am calculating x and y and I am getting the answer as 6 and 4. So what is the final answer they are asking you to find out, students? That is, the amount of 50% of acid is 6 liter and the amount of 25% of acid is 4 liter. Next, we are going to move on to fourth sum. A fish tank can be filled in 10 minutes using both pumps A and B simultaneously. However, pump B can pump water in or out at the same rate. The meaning of same rate is same speed. If pump B run in reverse, then the tank will be filled in 30 minutes. How long could it take each pump to fill the tank by itself? So they are asking you to calculate the time, students. The time can be calculated in three ways, that is hour, minutes and seconds. In this problem, we are going to calculate the time in minutes. Now let us do the fourth sum. Fourth sum. Pump A can fill the tank in X minutes and pump B can fill the tank in Y minutes. So in 1 minute, A can fill 1 by X units and B can fill 1 by Y units. Since we are talking about the filling capacity, I am taking it as 1 by X and 1 by Y, students. And we are going to have two equations here, that is 1 by X plus 1 by Y equal to 1 by 10. 1 by X minus 1 by Y equal to 1 by 30. One pump will be input and another is going to be the output. Since we are having the variables in the denominator part, I am going to write like this. 1 by X is equal to A and 1 by Y equal to B. I am converting the equation like this, students. That is, I am converting this equation as A plus B equal to 1 by 10 and A minus B is equal to 1 by 30. And using Cramer's rule, we are going to find delta, delta 1 and delta 2, and I am getting the values here. And I am getting the values for delta. After getting the values for delta, I am going to find A and B, that is A delta 1 by delta and B delta 2 by delta. And what is the answer I am getting here, students? 1 by 50, 1 by 30. Now I am going to convert this A and B to x and y, that is 1 by x is equal to A and 1 by y equal to B. After converting, I am getting the answer as x is equal to 15 and y equal to 30. Hence, therefore, pump A can fill the tank in 15 minutes and pump B can fill the tank in 30 minutes. Next, we are going to do the fifth sum. Exercise 1.4 fifth sum. A family of 3 people went out for dinner in a restaurant. The cost of 2 dosai, 3 idlis and 2 vadai is rupees 150, and that is going to be your first equation. And we are having 3 concepts here, students. That is dosai, idli and vadai. I am going to take it as x, y and z. The second equation is going to be the cost of 2 dosai, 2 idlis and 4 vadais is rupees 200. That is 2x plus 2y plus 4z is equal to 200. And the third equation is the cost of 5 dosai, 4 idlis and 2 vadai is rupees 250. The family has rupees 350 in hand and they ate 3 dosai, 6 idlis and 6 vadais. Will they be able to manage to pay the bill within the amount they had? And now we are going to do the sum. Fifth sum. I'm taking 3 variables here, students, that is x, y and z, and in the question itself I told you how I'm fixing x, y and z, and we are getting 3 equations. Since we are getting 3 equations, we will be having 3 variables, that is x, y and z. So I told you how to calculate. We are going to calculate delta, and what is the answer I'm getting for delta, students? I'm getting the answer as 20. And if you're coming for delta 1, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the first column by constant. Calculate, you will get the answer as 600. Similarly, coming to delta 2, I'll be replacing the second column. I'll be getting the answer as you'll be getting the answer as 200. And similarly for delta 3, you'll be getting the answer as 600, students. Just do the calculation and finally you'll be getting the answer for x, y, z as 30, 10 and 30. And extra they have asked you to calculate 3x plus 6y plus 6z, and we are going to replace the values of x, y and z, and I will get the answer as 330. So the amount the family had in their hand is 350. Therefore, since the family had rupees 350 in hand, they will be able to manage to pay the bill. So the example 1.25. I am taking 3 equations here. If you see the 3 equations, I am having 3 variables x1, x2 and x3. 3 equations, again I am going to rearrange in this way. That is x1 minus x2 plus 0 x3. If you see the question, I am not having x3. So I am replacing it as 0 x3 equal to 3. Similarly 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 4x3 equal to 17. And the last equation, I am not having x1. So I am writing it as 0x1 plus x2 plus 2x3 equal to 7. First I am going to find delta, delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3. So how to, I told you to take delta. Delta means I am going to take the coefficients of x1, x2 and x3. So from this place I am taking the value for x1, x2 and x3, taking the coefficients. So I can write like this. I'm going to calculate using determinant method. I'll be writing like this. Now if you calculate 1, cross multiply the term, 6 minus 4, minus of minus plus 1, 4 minus 0 plus 0 into any determinant, you will get the value as 0. So what is the answer I'm going to get here, students? I'll be getting the value as 2 plus 4. And what is the answer I'm getting here? 6. Now I'm getting the answer for delta equal to 6. And this delta value should not be 0, which is not equal to 0. If your delta is equal to 0 means you can't find using Cramer's rule. So just check to that, and delta should not be equal to 0. Next I am going to find delta 1. Delta 1 means what I told you? You are going to replace the first column by constant. So what is our constant I am having here? 3, 17, 7. And the remaining two columns I am going to write it as it is, which is in the delta 1, 0, 4, 2. Calculate the value. You will get the answer as 12. Delta 2. Delta 2, what I told you students? 2 means you are going to change the second column by constant. That is 3, 17, 7. In delta 1, first column I am changing it as 3, 17, 7. Second, delta 2 means second column I am replacing by constant. That is 3, 17 and 7. So the remaining I am going to write the first and third column as it is. You are going to calculate by determinant method and you will be getting the answer as minus 6. Coming to delta 3, third column I am replacing by constant. You will get the answer as 24. And now I am finding the three variables. And what is the three variables we are having here? X1, X2 and X3. And the formula what I am going to use here is x1 equal to delta 1 by delta, x2 delta 2 by delta and x3 delta 3 by delta. And for this purpose only, if you see the denominator in all the three cases, we are having delta in the denominator. If your denominator part is going to be 0, you can't find the value and it is undefined. That is why they are telling you delta must not be equal to 0. Then what is your final answer I am getting here students? Therefore, the solution set is x1 equal to 2, x2 equal to minus 1 and x3 equal to 4. And this is the solution set and this is the answer we are finding for three variables using Cramer's rule. And next we are going to do example 1.26. Example 1.26. In a T20 match, Chennai Super Kings needed just 6 runs to win with one ball left to go in the last over. The last ball was bowled and the batsman at the crease hit it high up. The ball transferred along the path in a vertical plane and the equation of the path is y equal to ax square plus bx plus c with respect to xy coordinate system in the vertical plane, and the ball transferred through the points 10, 8, 20, 16, and instead of 30, 18 we are going to take it as 40, 22. Can you conclude that Chennai Super Kings won the match and justify your answer? And what is the concept they have explained you in this statement is, when he is hitting the ball travels through the equation y equal to ax square plus bx plus c, and through this path we are going to have the points 10, 8, 20, 16 and 40, 22. We are going to calculate this one, and also they have asked you all distance are measured in meters and the meeting point of the plane of the path with the farthest boundary line is 70, 0, and we are going to find out whether Chennai Super Kings won the match or not. Example 1.26. Given, what is the equation given here is y equal to ax square plus bx plus c. And they are given you 3 points, that is 10, 8, 20, 16 and 40, 22. First I am going to take the first point. What is the first point I am having here? 10, 8. Whenever they are giving you the points in this form, the first value belongs to x coordinate and second value belongs to y coordinate. Now I am writing the equation, just I am interchanging the left hand side and right hand side, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to y. In place of x and y, I am replacing the values, that is x is equal to 10 and y equal to 8. If you solve, I will be getting the equation like this, 100a plus 10b plus c equal to 8. Similarly, for the next two pairs of points, I am going to do like this, that is for 20, 16 and 40, 22. And what is the equation I am getting for 20, 16 is 400a plus 20b plus c equal to 16. And similarly for 40, 22, I am getting the equation as 1600a plus 40b plus c equal to 22. First I am framing the three equations. And now what is the system of equation I'm getting here is the equations what I have found, I have written here the three equations, and see to that I'm arranging the equation in such a way A, B and C. See the order. I'm arranging the variables in this way. That is, first one is A, second one is B and third one is C equal to constant. The arrangement for Cramer's rule is left hand side you should have the variables and right hand side you must have the constant. And since I'm having three variables here, I'm finding delta, delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3, where delta, when you're calculating the delta, the value for delta should not be 0. And I told you how to find delta. Delta is nothing but I'm going to take the coefficients from A, B and C. After taking the coefficients, I'm getting the answer as minus 6000. The value can be positive or negative, not a problem, but it should not be equal to 0. Delta must not be equal to 0. After finding delta and keep the values in the delta, keep in your mind delta values. If you keep in mind delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3 calculations will be easy. So what I have told you, delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3, I am replacing the constant in the corresponding columns. After replacing, I will be getting the answer, that is delta 1 equal to 100, delta 2 equal to minus 7800 and delta 3 equal to 20,000. After finding this one, I am finding the value for A, B and C. And what is the value I am getting here? What is the way to find A, B and C? A is nothing but delta 1 by delta, B delta 2 by delta and C delta 3 by delta. I am getting the values. The value for A, B, C is A minus 1 by 60, B 13 by 10, C minus 10 by 3. The equation of the path is y equal to ax square plus bx plus c. In this equation of path, I am replacing the value for a, b and c. The answer what I got, I am replacing it. So what is the use of replacing the value? Since in your question, they are given you the point 70, 0 and they are asking you to check whether what is the answer you are going to get when you substitute in equation 1, 70, 0. So I am just writing the equation again. After writing the equation, I am just substituting only the value for x. I am not replacing the value for y. After substituting the value for x as 70, I am getting the answer. After simplification, you have to take LCM. After doing all the calculation, you will be getting the answer as 6. That is y equal to 6. But actually, if you see this point, the value for y equal to 0. In place of 0, I am getting the value as y equal to 6. The maximum point is 70, 0, but it is crossing, the y point is crossing 0. That is, I am getting the value as 6. Since I am getting the value for y equal to 6, I can say that Chennai Super Kings won the match. In today's class, we have completed exercise 1.4 with example 1.25 and 1.26 students. Be clear. Please don't bygard the sum. Understand the concept and do it clearly. Thank you.